Hi. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. I found it. I thought I didn't find it, but I did find it. I have my Sharpie. So I have my Sharpie, I have my tape, I have my battle box. We are here tonight. For those of you who have never been at a battle box, let me explain the rule. Let me say hello to the people first. Let me say what we're doing first. A little while ago, just a very brief time ago, we did a cocktail called the Negroni. We did a whole like Negroni deep dive into it. And in that, I found that I particularly enjoy a Negroni when it is shaken. I seem to like it. I feel like there's something to that. Now, of course, there's a little science behind that. In these Italian Amari, the multiple Amaro, the Amari, there's a little thickness to them. So when you shake it, the bubbles kind of stay with the drink. So it sort of aerates that drink. It sort of makes it taste really nice. All right, so when we're making a Negroni, which is typically a stirred cocktail, maybe shaking works. Okay, well then that got me thinking. Okay. Why do we shake? Why do we stir? A lot of people have had all kinds of theories on this. We'll go over some of them, from Harry Craddock to Jerry Thomas to just those two guys. We'll talk about those. They were pretty diametrically opposed on it. So we're going to be making two different classic cocktails. One that, as far as I've been a bartender, has always supposed to have been stirred. The martini. Supposed to be stirred. However, Ian Fleming liked his martini shaken, which is why then James Bond liked it shaken. All right, well, let's see if we can even tell a difference. Then we're going to be making a classic sour cocktail. We're going to be making a daiquiri. We're going to shake it, and we're going to stir it. And we're going to see, by using the battle box. Thank you, Doug, by the way. This is, for those of you who are looking to buy one of these on Amazon, you cannot. Custom made for Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks by Dougie G. Unless he bought it from BattleBox or from Amazon and then just put my name there. I don't know what kind of woodworking he's out there doing. Anyway, we're going to see if I can tell the difference, if I like one better, or if I don't like the one better. I guess that would mean that I would like one better. The whole thing. So let's get into it. Let me say hello to the people. A lot of people here tonight, it seems. So we're covered as far as people watching. So if you are missing somebody in here, we don't need to reach out to anybody tonight. It seems like we got some people. Let me say hello, first of all, to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, who is very excited to see how we do. He also says, cheers, y'all. All. He doesn't say y'all. I know Dr. Cush. He doesn't say y'all. He says all. Cheers, all. Bon Bon giving us a whole history lesson. Now, we will have to get into this history lesson some other time, because I have no idea how long this show is going to take. And if we get into history lessons right now, we could be lost. So anyway, she is chatting with Amy Beer, who I did see is also here, but is at a Tiki pop-up. I do not expect you all to stop what you are doing, especially if you're at Tiki pop-ups, to watch the show. I do appreciate when you do, but I don't expect it. So thank you to Bon Bon, winner of the 2025 Cush Tucky Derby, and to Amy Beer, who was watching from a Tiki pop-up. Love that. A good evening to you, Shawnee Panabaker. DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Tucky Derby, is here in the house. Cocktail Lulu is in the house. Good to see you. Cocktail Lulu, always a pleasure, as they say. Never a chore. Tiki Tom is here. Very, very happy about it being Saturday. I don't understand why Tiki Tom feels like that. We did host his retirement party here. So I feel like Saturdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, what are the other days? Thursdays? Should be about the same. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. I haven't retired. Let's see. Oh, there's Amy Beer watching from a pop-up in DC. Love that. DC needs more Tiki pop-ups. There's a couple good Tiki bars in DC, but more pop-ups, please. Richie the Whiff, darn it. Moments before this started, I ran out and got all the big ice because I thought maybe that would be nicer for the show. Had I known Richie the Whiff was going to show up, we probably would have brought in Whiffin' Cubes, but we didn't. And here we are. Captain Jack and Coke is here and wishing everyone plus, and this is the way to do it, Tiki Court. a very, what did he wish him? Cheers. So cheers to all of those people and that one other person. Using said eponymous cubes to shake up a daiquiri tonight. Oof. Sorry. We're going to be using other ones. Roger G is here with more history, or at least part of the history. So we will get into that history some other time. Paul Bell Amaro loves a shaken Negroni. Absolutely. Wait. Shaken Negroni, Italian hearsay. Oh, heresy. Uh-oh. Because he doesn't like it. I don't know what's going on. BGB the Bun is here. Good to see you, BGB. And those are the people that are chatting. I know that we have more people here because it says there are more people. So if you are here and not chatting, say hi. Love to have you. Okay. Stirring versus shaking. A somewhat settled science at this point. I feel like most bartenders that you ask today, and ones that I've worked with for forever, would tell you that there are some rules. If a cocktail is mostly booze, then you are going to, or if it's only booze, if it's only liqueurs and liquors in there, then you're gonna stir it. If, however, there is juice, there is cream, there is egg white, you are going to shake that cocktail. Okay, the egg white I understand, absolutely. Why do we stir and why do we shake initially? Well, we stir and shake together because we are looking for ice to go through something, and I think some of you are scientists, so you can tell me if I'm wrong. There's something called phase change. This is interesting, if you put just cold water into some tap water, it is not going to chill that water down very well. It's just not going to do it because nothing is changing. In order for ice to melt, it needs to take heat away from other things in order to cool stuff down. So if you put ice into something, because that ice is melting, that melting action, not the actual melt water that surrounds the ice, it's the actual melting of the ice, the action that is taking the heat away from the warmer ingredients. So actually, if we think about it, ice isn't actually cooling anything down. It is, well, let me see if I can do this. Ice isn't imparting coldness onto something. Instead, it is taking heat away from other things. Now, obviously, we can take heat away from other things if we go through a faster version of phase change, which is why every bartender that has ever worked at a bar that is like a club situation where somebody is going to have a bottle brought to, where like people buy a bottle at a table and whatnot, and you go to the back and they want a bottle of champagne and that champagne is warm. Every bartender should know this, and you should probably know this too. The best way to cool down a warm bottle of champagne is, and it goes in this order, water. Put that water in there. Then put ice into that bucket, obviously, and then, and this is the most important part that most people don't understand, salt. If you put salt into the water, into the ice, salt is going to help melt that ice much quicker, which is going to make a phase change happen faster, which means that you're going to get a colder solution much quicker. And in fact, a colder solution overall, because you are changing that phase quickly. So you can actually get the temperature down to lower than the temperature of the ice. Whew. I feel like that's enough science for us. So of course, when we are shaking a cocktail, we are imparting more heat. So we are rapidly bringing the temperature down, or we're rapidly pulling temperature out of the warmer ingredients, as opposed to when we are stirring. Because we aren't moving so fast, we're not having as fast of a phase change, we will never get a colder drink from stirring than we will from shaking. All right. Is coldness the only thing? No. Why? How come? What? Who are you? Are you Dr. Jinga Jenga?
Are you Dr. Jinga Jenga?
We got to ask all the questions. It's important that we ask all the questions. Okay, so, what's up, Okanagade? Cheers. Oh, gosh. All right, Kyle's lawyer's here. Well, now I got to really watch what I'm saying. I don't want to get into a whole phase change lawsuit. Is coldness the only thing? Is coldness the only thing? Is that the only thing we care about? No. Sometimes a drink is too cold. So what you're not tasting is the drink. All you're tasting is the cold, because when we put ice into things like whiskey, if we're just putting let's do it like this. If you are having a whiskey tasting and you only have whiskey stones, all you're doing is chilling the whiskey, taking away some of those flavors without putting anything back. Something like water, spring water. Spring water reacts with the polyphenols. It reacts with the esters. It reacts with all of those little bits of whiskey and brings back some of that flavor. So whiskey stones can only really be used if you are putting in a little bit of water. Also, because, should I do a because or an also? Because, let's do a because. Because chilling a drink only takes away some of those flavors. Sometimes it's best to let a drink sit for a minute and sort of open up. A nice bottle of Sancerre. Anybody had a Sancerre? You have a Sancerre. It's a wine. Don't worry about it. It's a wine. It's a white wine. Supposed to be chilled, served chilled. When it's served chilled, it is a fairly dry, kind of a blank wine, but if you let it sit for a second, it blossoms, it opens up. So sometimes we don't need the coldest drink alive in order to have a better drink. In fact, most of the time there is some mixture there. So it's not always just that we want our martinis to be a little warmer and our daiquiris to be a little colder. That isn't it. So then why are we doing it? Why are we shaking? Well, there's also something to do with bubbles, something to do with aeration. Aeration, getting those little bubbles, giving you a little bit more mouthfeel. In a daiquiri, you already have the lime in there, so it's already kind of a thicker drink. So maybe you do want to lighten it up with a little bit of aeration. As opposed to the martini, which is the other drink we're doing, sometimes we just want to taste the vodka. We don't want any aeration in that. We want it to be a nice, clean, clear drink, nice and good looking, and maybe we then switch out the coldness for the good looking. All right, I feel like we understand now ice, what it is, but for forever there has been a debate in his book, Jerry Thomas's book. He mentions that it's important to stir a cocktail that is a brandy crusta, basically. So, a little lime, a little orange curacao, that kind of thing, a little maraschino. He says it's important to stir that one. However, he then suggests that you shake a gin cocktail that's exactly the same. All right, so he thinks gin should be shaken, whereas brandy should be the other thing. Now, to be fair, Jerry Thomas did not work, I don't believe, in a high-volume bar. Now, Kim K, please don't sue me if I'm wrong about that. But I don't believe that he worked in a high-volume bar. Another guy named Harry Craddock, who ran the Savoy, wrote the Savoy right after Coley Coleman left, he took over. He wrote the book, the Savoy Cocktail Book. He suggests that we shake literally everything. Throw away the spoons, he says. We need to shake everything. He worked in a high volume bar. So when you're shaking a cocktail, you can get it colder down there. So then when you go deliver a drink, it's a little colder by the time it gets to the people. So you don't have to stir immediately. Obviously, those two had very different opinions on what to do. Do you shake everything? Do you stir everything? Is there a place to do it? Anyway, we're going to find out today by using Dougie G's Battle Box. But, oh, sorry, there's no CC option. Oh, gosh. Sorry, am I talking too fast? I wish I could find the CC on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do write all of this exactly out. I write everything out. I say it exactly like this, even those I put those in beforehand. So I probably could upload the script beforehand, but it's already done. Okay, my cocktail teacher from the association told me there's juice in that drink shake. Only booze stir. Was he misleading me? Yeah, but listen, Paul, that's what we're here to do. We're here to figure out, you know why that guy told you that? Because other people had told him that. It's important, especially today with things like AI and, news coming from all over the place. We don't know what's going on. It's important to sit back and test out some of your preconceived notions. That's what we're doing today. We're going to test out some of my preconceived notions. I believe the Association of Bartenders don't know anything. Well, that's slander. Kim, is that libel? Or is that, what's the other one? Libel or the other one? I think that's libel. I think it's written. Watch out, Doug. There's lawyers in here. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to start with the daiquiri. You know what? What am I doing? I feel like anybody that's watching this, that's still watching this, wants to see the martinis. Let's do the martini. We're going to start with the martini. This is how we're going to do it. I am going to, back here, I am going to make the exact same martini, not doing them in two different things. I'm going to make the whole martini in this little glass back here. It's hidden. You guys can't see it. It's right. It's like right here. I'm going to make it in here, and then I'm going to divide that into two different vessels, and then we're going to see what goes on. So let's begin with a martini. Now, everybody has a different martini. I know that people get annoyed with me all the time when they say, like, hey man, how come my drinks don't taste so good? Or hey, like, what I really got into is martinis, but like I want to know how to do it really well. The problem with it always is nobody puts in enough vermouth into their martinis. So we're going to do a 2-to-1 martini, one of my very favorites, and we're going to be using this stuff. This is called Green Hat. Green Hat. This was a gift that was given to me by our very good friend who is watching from a tiki bar right now and probably can't hear what's going on, Amy Beer. We're going to be using some Green Hat distilled gin. I've never tried it before, but I'm very excited to get into it. Whew, smells pretty good. What's up, Utopia? This could all thus seems to be some top secret. Okay. We'll figure that out. Okay, this is French vermouth. I had a little bit left over from an event that I did, so this is French vermouth. French vermouth, of course, just another name for dry white vermouth. That's what we're doing. 2-to-1, so we're going to be putting in, let's use this one. I just pulled this one back out of my bag. Let's go ahead and put in 2-to-1, so 1 part French vermouth. I feel like I'm only going to make one drink and then, yeah, slander. Thank you, Kim K. Slander. I believe that's libel. I believe that's libelous. I mean, I don't know what the association bartenders are like now. I do think I trained most of them. I think they did stick around for a little bit. Okay, that's 1 part. That's 1 part French vermouth. We're going to take some of this Green Hat gin, and we're going to be putting in 2 parts of Green Hat gin. Currently, we should have 3 ounces of liquid in here, so we will know how to divide that pretty easily. Right there. Yes, Kyle's lawyer is at the ready to sue Doug, who was slanderous towards me. Libelous. I think there's a difference between slander and libel. I think slander is something you say about something. Libel is something that you write about something. I may have those wrong, but he did, and I do, just for the deposition, Kim K, he did write that. So I do want that taken into account. Okay, you can do a twist. Oh gosh, there's my hand. You can do a twist if you would like. You can do anything you want on this. I am instead going to do what my favorite part of a martini is, which is just a little bit of orange bitters. So we're just going to do 1 dash of orange bitters. Maybe 2 dashes of orange bitters. There we go. 2 dashes of little orange bitters. That's going to brighten everything up, going to bring everything together. Now we are going to stir this, but with no ice in there. That's not doing a phase change. That's just making sure that all of the stuff is in there. I think I paid $20 to $30 for each of those classes. Hopefully that was money. That wasn't money not well spent. Hopefully that wasn't money not well spent. It's an odd way to structure that sentence. Hopefully that wasn't. I think that's a, what do you call it? A double negative. You got a lot of drinks. I do want to say we did give a lot of drinks out of those classes. I think now those classes are $80. So different. Okay. So now we have to get our materials all in order. Put these here, right there. All right. So it is a double negative. Thank you, Butopia. It's a double negative. And, you know, those aren't not good. We're going to go ahead and put in 1.5 ounces of this mixture right into our shaking tin, leaving what I think is 1.5 ounces. Why don't we just test it? Oh, leaving what I believe is 1.5 ounces of, exactly. Okay. So we have 2 of the exact same martini ready to go. Little orange, a lot of gin, a little bit of vermouth, and let's get to it. I brought in all of the good ice, so we're using all the same ice. We're trying to get a lot of controls going on here. Look at all this. Look at all this ice that we're bringing in. We're going to put 1 cube of each into them. So technically, as I put this in, there should be almost no phase change. Same with this, almost no phase change. There's a little crackage. I think maybe crackage is a little bit of phase change, but they're equally, right now, they're having equal amounts of crackage, equal amounts of phase change. All right, Kyle. Oh, let's get the glasses ready while we go. While we're sitting here, before we've shaken, I want to have everything just sort of ready to go so that we know exactly what's happening. We're going to just write on this one, stir. We're going to write on this one, shake. Shake. Okay. Shake. Shake. And stir. T-I-R. Stir. Boop. Okay. Now, we will do each, listen to this. This is what we're doing. Okay? We're going to stir for 30 seconds, and we're going to shake for 30 seconds. All right? 30 seconds might be too much, but we do want to have plenty of information going in here. If we shake for this for 10 seconds, it's not going to be as good. So we're going to stir and shake for 10 seconds. Now we're going to see if we can do them at the same time. And change the cameras. Oh, let's move this out here. Here we go. Ready? How do I, let me put up 30 seconds so everybody can see what we're up to. Clock. Timer. No. What we want to do? Oh, stopwatch. Oop. Okay. Can we see that right there? Let's move this. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Ready? We're going to go for like 32 seconds. Okay. Shaken and stirred for the exact same amount of time. Exact. I stopped when I stopped one, I stopped when I stopped the other. We're in a good spot. let's take this and we are going to pour this out. We are then going to take this and we are going to pour this out. This is the shaken one. A lot more bubbles. And technically should be a lot colder. A little slower stir than normally. Yeah, it was a little slower. You know what? That's what I tried to stir with my left hand. It feels cold. It does feel cold. Okay, I'm gonna hand these off to Kyle. Kyle, come on in. Yeah, there's Kyle. Oh, thanks, Quee Freak. Quee Freak says, looking sharp, buddy. Oh, Kyle's confused. Okay, this is how this is gonna work. I am now going to face the other way so that I can't see what Kyle's doing. Kyle, just if you could, just put him in these two. Yeah, there we go, perfect. So that I don't know what's going on. We're going to put these into the thing, and then we are going to figure out whether or not the if I can figure it out. I should be able to figure it out quickly, I think, from the chill. So maybe we'll give it another like minute. Was that a knock? You good to go? Okay. So I'm gonna put this camera on. Is that the right camera? Yeah. Okay. So now what we're gonna do? I can't see the screen. I'm gonna bring the screen down so that I can't see what is happening. There we go. Oh, good, buddy. All right, cool. So I'm going to bring the screen down so that we can't see what's going on. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to put these right in here. What, this camera? All good? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Okay. I'm going to put it to this camera right here. Okay. So now we're going to decide. Oh, I got to bring this back. Otherwise it looks ridiculous. Okay, right there. Okay. Sucks when I can't see because I don't know which one's which. All right. I can't see what you guys are doing. So, let's try. All right. I should be able to tell because, of course, of the chill, but maybe not. Let's give this a taste. I'll tell you which one this one is. This one right here. Very cold. Tastes like a martini. Let's just see if I can tell the difference between the two real quick. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I have an opinion. I certainly have an opinion on this. Oh, we can stop this stopwatch. I have an opinion on this. This one, put this here, certainly colder. Certainly colder. This one, that one, has much more flavor to it. I am definitely tasting the gin, which, what am I on? This one, which, by the way, is pretty nice gin. Really, it's got a lot of herbs. It's like a kind of a dry situation. I'm tasting a lot of like thyme, a lot of like turkey herbs. Anything you'd put on a turkey, finding that in here. This one is colder, no doubt about it. However, I will say I like this one more. This one right here, I like this one more. Now, let me just get back in here. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Okay. This one is opening up more as it sits. I know which one is which. I mean, I have a pretty good feeling I know which one is which. Maybe I'm wrong. This one is opening up, but I feel like even though it's opening up, in order to get it as cold as we have it right here, it has been over diluted. There is a lot more water, a lot more phase change. And in order to change phases, remember, we do have to take, we do have to melt some of that ice. So if you are a fan of the gin, if you're a fan of vermouth, if you're a fan of, the flavors that go in there, this is not a good way to do it. It's not a good way to do it. If you let me couch that a little bit. If you're just looking to get wasted and are not interested in what things taste like and finding the subtleties of the gins and finding interesting ways to make the vermouth sort of interact with how that is, this is a better way. But I myself opened up a gift bottle from Amy Beer, and I want to taste that gin. Yeah. Let me see how I can do this. Okay. When you go into a restaurant and you buy, like you get a Coca-Cola and it sits there for a while and then the water gets in there, so it becomes much less sweet and it tastes sort of blank, like you're just finding blankness. That's where we're at with this one. This one is just blank. This one has kept its flavor. I don't know which one I'm at. There we go. This one has kept its flavor. I taste every bit of the gin. I taste every bit of the vermouth. The orange bitters lives. Let me see if I can even find the orange bitters in here. Hard to even find orange bitters in this one. So I think I have an idea. Now, if I'm wrong, this is a whole situation. I think that this is shake, and I think that this is stir. Which do I prefer? Oh, can you guys see this? I can't see the screen, so I don't know what's what. So throw this here. I prefer this one. I prefer the stirred one. It's less cold, but I don't need my martinis ice cold. Like we were talking about with whiskey earlier, if it's not super cold, then, or if it's super cold, then you're missing out on some subtleties. You can basically, I think the reason that people even enjoy a shaken vodka martini is because you're not tasting the vodka anyway. So the more ice you put in there, the better off it is. Oh no, we lost the overhead camera. Just beeped at me. Anyway, so I think that's what it is. Now let me bring this back up and see how we did. Okay. Let me just read the stuff a little slower. Yes. Yes. Hello, Quee Freak. Good to see you. Yeah. Where is Moose? Nothing says class quite like a martini through a straw. Absolutely. There we go. Yeah, this should be easy. Do for what's more diluted? Go for what is more diluted. Yeah. This one certainly more diluted. Did I get it right? Yeah. Shake and stir. Perfect. Yeah. Definitely. This one is more diluted. It's it's a little colder, but in order to get it that cold, we had to go through more phase change. We had to go through more shaking. I thought maybe some aeration would help it out. The aeration has done almost nothing for this cocktail. I'm not tasting it like it's any lighter, other than it's just a little bit more watered down. Headed home after 2 zombies, 2 drinks. We'll rewatch when I can hear everything. Great. Perfect. Okay. There we go. All right. I feel like that was an easy one. I know that Ian Fleming, the famous author behind Diamonds Are Forever, I would shake it 10 seconds less. Yeah, maybe a little less shaking would help, but we do want to have the same amount of timing. There might be other ways to do it. There might be other ways to do it, but this is how we're doing it today. Maybe we'll work. Maybe I'll work by myself and do some shaking. Greed was telling Doug that I will shake my vodka this and stir the gins from now on. Yeah, teenies, vodka teenies. Yeah, that was not difficult. I do think possibly there was a flaw in my methodology, but we still, even there, I do think that you don't need your martini to be the coldest thing on planet Earth. You just need it to be a little cold, a little watered down. In fact, possibly a better way to have done this, and we will try this experiment again with all of the notes that we're getting, is to freeze a bottle of gin so that they're both going to be about the same amount of cold, and then shake them and then aerate them. Maybe that's the way to do it. Okay, let's pull these out. Kyle, do you want a martini, or are you good on martinis? See if Kyle wants these, because we got to do a whole other situation. Okay, I'm gonna throw these here. Oh, I hear padding down the hall, or down the bar hall. Put those there if you want them. Okay. Okay, so we figured that one out. Fairly simple, not rocket science. One was colder. I could figure that out, and then from there I could figure out that one of them was certainly. Oh, there we go, Kyle. Do you want the stirred or shaken? Show me with your hands. Show the people with your hands. Okay, there's a shaken one. There you go. Got it? Got it. Okay. Is that blocking this one? Yes, it is. Okay, that was probably simpler than it needed to be. Let's get into the next one, though. The next one is going to be a daiquiri. Now, daiquiris famously are shaken. You see a shaken daiquiri, that's what you want. You want it to have some ice in it. You want it to have some of that broken ice. You want it to be extra cold. For some reason, we believe that a daiquiri is meant to be a blended cocktail. Not us, but other people believe it's meant to be a blended cocktail. So a super, super cold daiquiri is often how people see this. So maybe if we could, let's... we're going to reuse both of these. That way... I want that piece of ice though. Put this back in here. Sometimes we reuse pieces of ice. Why not? Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, the daiquiri. So the daiquiri has sort of turned into a frozen cocktail, but was never meant to be that the whole time. So let's see. Is a shaken daiquiri that much different than a frozen daiquiri? Not a frozen daiquiri. A shaken daiquiri that much different than a stirred daiquiri? Let's get into it. So let's make the exact same thing. We're going to use this because we don't want to do that many dishes. All right. Now, I came to an alarming realization moments ago that I am running out of rum. So I am going to need to make a quick adjustment. Since they're using the exact same amount of rum, we're going to go ahead and do the Kiss rum. Now, Loriander is saying shaken should win. Shaken should win. I don't know. Let's see. All right, let's, oh dang, I don't have anything to cut this on. We'll just cut it on the thing. Oh, and all of my knives are gone. Where's my knives gone? There we go. Okay, we are going to go ahead and give this a bit of a cut. This little lime, try not to cut the bar, that would be important. We'll cut this here. Same way we normally do. Oh, thanks, buddy. Kyle coming in. Oh, should I reuse this? Kyle thinks I should reuse this. So let's just put this on another glass here. It's the shake glass. And we're going to need another stir glass. Oh, Just spilled martini all over the place. There are worse things. Now I can't spill it. Stir glass. There we go. Shake glass, stir glass. All right, now we can cut a little easier. So the methodology for how to make this is not as important as the shake and the phase change method that we're doing. However, we do still want to make a pretty good daiquiri. So we're going to go ahead and do a 2, 1, 3/4. So go ahead and put 1 ounce of lime juice. Now, here's something unfair. I didn't even think about this. I'm not going to be putting in any of the actual pieces of lime because I do think that that would give shaking a pretty big advantage. We know that the outside of the lime carries a lot more flavor than the inside of the lime, so we don't want to give anybody too big of an advantage. So we're not going to do that there. Squeeze here, squeeze here. When I do daiquiri and margaritas, I really need to shake it. If I shake them too little, I typically don't like them so much. Oh, there. Okay, all right. Well, Loriander definitely has an opinion on this, and I like that. I love a good opinion on cocktails, and certainly Loriander is somebody that that has them and has them in spades, and he usually correct. I can't think of any times that Loriander and I have disagreed, but maybe I'm not thinking hard enough. Okay, that's 1. We're gonna do 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. Did Doctor just slam a martini? Yeah, half a martini. He spilled the other half of the martini. I did slam a martini. What are you gonna do? I'm a professional. Ugh. We're gonna do a 2-1-1. Why are we gonna do a 2-1-1? Because it's easier for me to divide that. So I'm not going to I don't want to have to cut 3/4 in half. So maybe a little sweeter of a daiquiri. All right, maybe we're going to screw this whole thing up. We're going to go ahead and put in 2 full ounces then of rum. Technically not daiquiri rum. Technically this is Kiss Hard Rock rum. That's what we're doing. I just don't have any of the other stuff. We're just so close to being out of everything. I just haven't been rum shopping for a while. We are here, you know, trying to mind our P's and Q's at the bar because otherwise we get real deep into P's and Q's and then we're in some real trouble. I would have loved to have handed you a Veritas Probitas through the screen. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Those are both really good. I mean, they're the exact same rum. They're called different things depending on where you are. All right. Oh, right. Let's go ahead and put. Oh, yeah, we're using the same one. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and put 2 ounces of rum. Oh, sorry, of daiquiri mix into here because since we did 2-1-1, that should be the exact amount of liquid in both of them. There should be 4 total ounces, and we are now doing 4. Since we're doing 4, then we're going to divide it into 2, and with 2, we should be real good there. Now, we're not going to serve these over ice either. We're just going to throw them right into this guy, into these guys, the shake the one and the stir one. Those are new glasses. And we're going to do something a little different. I am going to shake this one with my left hand, which is not my shaking hand. And I am going to stir this one with my right hand, which is my stirring hand. So we're going to go again. I feel like it's only fair. 30 seconds. Let's bring in our timer again. We're going to reset. Put this here. Oh, nope. Stopwatch. There we go. Okay. So we'll start that. We'll wait till the 5, and then we will begin shaking. Here we go. We have bubbles. Oh, wait, this is working, right? Oh, it is working. Oh, my goodness. I thought the overhead cam had died. Oh, there we go. We got bubbles in this one. No bubbles in this one. Bubbles, of course. Aeration. Bubbles equal all of the good stuff. Let's do stir, shake. Wait. Stir, shake. Okay. And let's go ahead and get these out of here. Start here. And oh, it's right here. And this guy right here. I will say these look a lot more similar than the other ones, except for the shake one seems to have a lot more liquid in it. It goes. I mean, they're not the same glass, but it does seem to have a lot more liquid. You can come in. Kyle just creeping through the whole thing. Yeah. So this is the stir. This is the shake. Same principle, guys. We are going to Kyle. Kyle is going to put these in a place that I don't know. Same situation, Kyle. Try and put them in those same two. Otherwise, I won't know which one goes which. Kyle's going to put those in here. I think if I push him into that, if I zoom into that box, you're not going to see which one is which because I think the angle's off. Kyle's going to switch these up. We're going to see if I can tell the difference between a shaken daiquiri or a stirred daiquiri. You good? Whether I like one of them more or if I like one of them less. There we go. I will take these two, shove them in there. There we go. Okay. And then I will go ahead and close this out. There we go. And I will move us back this way. If you guys are writing anything at this point, I can't see it. So you guys can see what it is. These are the two. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's just see. Which camera am I on? This one? There we go. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. I'll walk you through what I'm feeling. This one is sweeter than this one. This one is certainly sweeter than this one. This one, how cold are they? They are surprisingly similarly cold. So it's hard to like judge which one is which based on it being cold. The only thing I can go with is this one is surprisingly Not surprising. I don't know which one this one is. This one is definitely sweeter than this one. This one is this one is more balanced. I have lime in this one. I feel like I'm just like I can't see what I'm doing, so I feel like I'm just switching these cameras. If somebody's getting epilepsy, please let me know. Or I guess let me know afterwards, or close your eyes. Whew. Okay, this one feels like a more complete cocktail. This one feels like like I am not tasting individual ingredients, whereas this one, I feel like I'm getting a lot of sugar. I feel like I have no idea what it looks like. I feel like I'm getting a lot of sugar, but then I'm also getting lime on the end and rum on the end, but it's mostly sugar that I get like right off the top from this one. Whereas this one, I'm getting like just a full daiquiri experience. Now, would that come from dilution? Would that come from aeration? Would that come from, I mean, oh gosh. I mean, my thought on it would be that aerating it might bring out more of the sweet, but I know that shaking might bring all the flavors more together. Oof. This is a tough one. The problem with this one is they are similarly cold. So I didn't get a hint there. Let me go for watered down. Let's see if I can find the watered down one. Okay, I think that's what I got to be looking for. This one is thicker. This one is thicker. This one is thinner. This one is sweeter. This is sort of more complete. I feel like this is just going to be some confirmation bias or whatever you call it. Like, you know, this is like what I believe that a daiquiri tastes like. And I've mostly, I mean, I think I've only ever had shaken daiquiris. This one tastes more like a daiquiri to me. This one tastes like when people say like, "Hey, Cush, will you make me a daiquiri?" And then I make one, and they're like, "Oh, this is like a daiquiri. This tastes like garbage." I feel like this is what those people are looking for. They want that. They want that like overly sweet, doesn't taste a lot like rum kind of thing. Whereas this is a really balanced version of it. This is a tough one. Oh, gosh, sorry. Give me one more second. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to have another proper 12 incident. Gosh, this one's coming back. No. All right. I got to go with my gut. Stirred, shaken. Let me just, sorry. I'm going to talk myself out of it. They are pretty similar. I mean, obviously they're the same drink, just done a little differently. Let me just get one more. Oh. I think I know what's happening. I think this one's the stirred one because every sip I take gets less sweet. And because, what camera am I on? Because of something called specific gravity, different liquids are able to sit on top of different liquids. So I do think I'm getting mostly sugar from this one, because it's the stirred one, the sugar, which is heavier than other liquids. So like 151 floats on top of a lot of drinks because there's less sugar in it. So its specific gravity is lighter than something like grenadine, which will sit all the way at the bottom. So if you like layer a pousse café, if you've ever spent months and months learning how to layer pousse cafés, you will know that like grenadine sits low, 151, chartreuse, those all sit high. Surprisingly, a lot of milk. Getting the burps from drinking these drinks through a straw. Milk cocktails, like a cream cocktails, surprisingly sit a little high. I feel like the more I drink this one, the less sugar is going to be in this one, because another thing that happens with a shaken cocktail is it does get in there and combine everything so it has all one specific gravity. Let me say it one more time. Dang. As they both warm up, it becomes harder and harder to tell. But I'm going to go with this one is stirred and this one is shaken. God. Swear to God, if I miss this, if I don't get this right, I'm going to be very embarrassed for everybody. Okay, gosh. Oh, here we go. Stirred. Oh, phew. I was so nervous. So the crazy thing about this is, as these warmed up, as I hemmed and hawed about them, they started tasting a little bit more similar. At first, this one was definitely sweeter, but I think it was definitely sweeter because most likely I was getting a lot of the sugar on the bottom. I think had I raised the straw up a little bit and gotten like the top, I would have said, oh, this one's a little bit more sour than the other one. And then this one, yeah, boy, that was close. Okay. It makes sense. It comes from mashing it hard together. Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, I assume what you're talking about is, and we all know Dougie and I met at Zombie Night. That's exactly right. Doctor does again. Yeah. Well, okay. So let me just say this real quick. This one wasn't as difficult as maybe I thought it would be. I do think going forward. So these are the reason we did these two tonight is because they are so classically shaken and stirred, right? The reason that when Bond says I want a martini shaken, not stirred, he says that, and it's shocking to a lot of bartenders that you would say that. Well, of course you wouldn't want this shaken, not stirred. You want this to be stirred because it's a martini. It does retain a lot of its flavors, and you are able to sort of see the two bits that go together. Whereas when you shake a martini, you're adding a lot more water than needs to be. Now, if we really worked on our shaken versus stir timing, yeah, we could probably find a way to make them similar. Then we could decide what's different. That's not what we did tonight. We did 30 seconds for both. Shaken, a daiquiri, as far as I know, is always shaken. It does seem to mix the ingredients together because lime juice has a different specific gravity than rum, has a different specific gravity than simple syrup. I do think that you really do need to get the aeration in there, the bubbles, to sort of mix everything together. Yeah, in my opinion, we are still correct on these. I stand by it. And I don't care what Paul and his Italians all say. A Negroni is better when it's shaken. I'm sorry, a Negroni is better when it's shaken. It has to do with something that other bartenders make called the shakeroo, or the shakeroo. When you shake up those Italian red liqueurs, you change their flavor, you aerate them, and it does make them a little bit more tolerable. I Sorry, I've been drinking things through straws, and apparently that makes you a little bit drunker. So I don't normally finish this show on a bit of a high one, but I'm finishing on a bit of a high one. I'm about to tell you guys some truths. Anyway, yeah, I do think that we have it right. Shake the daiquiri, stir the martini. We will go through other versions of this. I do think it's important that we see if we can't find a perfect amount of stirring versus shaking. For the martini, they were close, but the shaking was just too watered down, easily too watered down. I do think that we could find a way to keep the daiquiri alive, but shake it or stir it more so that it doesn't like over bruise it or underwater it. There's no way I'm gonna get through the rest of this night. So that doesn't underwater it, so that we could find a perfect way to do a stirred daiquiri. But why? The shaken daiquiri is so easy. So there we go. Bartender taught me to shake a Negroni if you found it too rough. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Lorienda, that's exactly right. Listen, I don't like Campari. Campari and I just don't get along that well. So I do think that shaking a Negroni does seem to help it. It does seem to make it more tolerable for me. I've had too many Negroni. Crappy Negroni cocktails to worry about me loving Negroni. I'm just starting to come back around on tequila after having too much tequila when I was, I think, 14 at some point. So my mom's not watching, is she? Okay, it doesn't matter. That's what I got for you guys. My goodness, we did it. We really, really did it. We have confirmed hundreds of years of bartending to come back around and listen to this breaking news. Stir a martini, shake a daiquiri. We did it though. We did it. We can tell the difference, and it is important that you find that difference. That, my friends, is what I have for you. What do we always? Oh gosh, is it 7:10? Guys, we have to get to dinner. Not me. I'm making chili tonight, but some of you have to get to dinner. Thank you so much for sticking around for Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. Now, real quick. We have coming up Tiki Oasis. Now, for a while, we have had some amazing people that are part of the Tiki Oasis crew. And I know that a lot of you can't be part of the Tiki Oasis crew because, of course, it's far away, it's expensive, it's doing all that stuff. But if you are interested in helping out these, Bonbon, Doug, and Lulu have sponsored a lot of my Tiki Oasis experience. So I don't make money. I don't make any money doing Tiki Oasis, but it does help to build the channel. If you are interested at all in helping out for the Tiki Oasis experience, you guys can. I have a Venmo and I have a what do you call it? PayPal. This is the worst time I could have done this. I had this whole thing sort of planned out, and now I've drank 2 cocktails through a straw. I shot a martini. If you guys are interested in helping out with Tiki Oasis, it does help the channel an awful lot. PayPal and Venmo is a great way to do it. It's if you guys help out, we will send you guys glasses. I will send you guys stickers. We will find ways to do it, but it does. I will also call you a sponsor of mine. Maybe I'll make a T-shirt that has all my sponsors on it. We haven't figured it out exactly yet, but I do want to thank Bonbon and the Greens for all of their help. If you guys are interested in helping out with Tiki Oasis, I do have PayPal and a Venmo. If you guys want to be sponsors for my little trip to Tiki Oasis to help. The only reason I do this is to help grow this channel, so make us cooler. Otherwise, remember, these classes will always remain free. You can always help out by via PayPal, Venmo, and the other one, Patreon. If you can't do any of those things, another great way you can do that is by telling people about this show. Find more people. Find them at Tiki Oasis. Find them at any tiki bar that you're at and tell them, hey, I got this guy. His name is Dr. Cush. He does this thing. It's an online tiki bar. No, you can't buy drinks. Yes, you can learn a little bit about drinks. No, you can't sit at his bar. Yes, you can sit at your house at his bar. Tell them all that kind of stuff. Another thing you can do is show up. We do classes. How did I get tipsy? We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. The best thing you can do is show up. I love having you guys here at the bar. I really love this community so much, and very, very proud that we were able to get this going. I'll have more information about helping out with Tiki Oasis. I'll have more information about Tiki Oasis in general coming up. So let me know what you guys think. Until then, what do we always say?
Goodbye.
We always say. I'm saying goodbye. Let me find a better thing.
Please save your questions until I'm through.
There we go. Tipsy Cush you'd never been seen before. Whew.
Well, my mistake.
My mistake. Until next time, guys. We'll be back here on Tuesday. We're going to be doing a whole show on Tuesday.
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
I am taking requests. So I will see you guys on Tuesday for Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, where we will make drinks. Until then, right next to the button I wanted to push. Until then, at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, we are...
I'm having a party, and you're invited.
That's exactly right. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, dang, it was right there.
Bye.
Bye.